Check and make sure we're good. Alright. We are back live. Let me send a message to the group just to make sure. Boom. Alright. Last box. Let's get to it. Pretty solid first box. Got 2 Sam Vincent with Jordan number 12 in the background. We got 2 Mark Jackson with the Melendez brothers in the background. We got 1 Jordan All-Star, 1 Jordan Base. We got 2 Magic Base and 3 Magic All-Stars. We got 3 Bird All-Stars and 2 Base. We got a couple, I think 3 Sean Kemp rookies. We got Tim Hardaway rookie, empty box. So yeah, solid first box of the 90 of the NBA hoops. All right, here we go. Dominic Wilkins, Pat Riley, Bill Wennington, John Battle, Kersey, Sloan, Carr, Wilkins, Paxson, Anderson. There's Dominic Wilkins, Rakowski, Grant, and AC Green. So 2 Dominic Wilkins on that pack. Stacey King, rookie. Byron Scott, Jim Paxson, John Konkak, Musselman, Thurl Bailey, Bagley, Johnny Newman, Jeff Malone, Darrell Walker, there's Larry Legend, Willie Anderson, Jeff Martin, and Larry Drew. So Larry Legend. Bernard King, Chuck Person, Sam Perkins, Moses Malone, Tyron Corbett. There's Mark Jackson. Mock Jackson. So that's our 3rd Mark Jackson. Wayne Cooper, Kiki Vandeweghe, Byron Dinkins, Phil Jackson. There's Reggie again, Garrick, Caldwell Jones, and Mark McNamara. Boom. So Mark Jackson, that's our 3rd Mark Jackson with the Melendez brothers in the background. So doesn't look bad. Definitely anxious. You'll have to let me know, Josh, when you send these off and when you get them back, what grade you got for them. So that's the hard part with getting these sets. The boxes looked in pretty good shape, and I got them from my local card shop. But you never know when you unwrap old cards for sure. Danny Manning, Tom Chambers, LaSalle Thompson, Kenny Smith, Jerry Reynolds, Rick Smits, Ken Norman, John Williams, Mike Woodson. Oh my, with hair. Rex Chapman, Charles Barkley, Derek Smith, Mel Turpin, and Rick Adelman. Mike Woodson with hair. Raymond, how we doing, my man? So once I get done with this box, I'll get things cleaned up, and then we'll get rolling into the select break. B.J. Armstrong, Muggsy Bogues, Randy Whitman, Scott Skiles, Rod Higgins. Scott Skiles, was he an Indiana guy? Michigan State, but he played high school ball in Indiana. Randolph Keys, Pat Lever, McKeskey, Fitch, Gasson, Isaiah Thomas, Johnny Moore, Gerald Wickens, and Petrovic rookie. So far we've hit another Mark Jackson, Melendez brothers card. That's 3rd of that. Joe Dumars, Terry Porter, Harold Presley, Kevin Willis, Peterson, Davis, Charles Jones, Craig Elo, Davis, Little, Scottie Pippen, Chris Morris, Larry Brown, and Michael Thompson. We hit 1 more, so we got 3 total of Mark Jackson so far. 3 total of Mark Jackson. We did hit another Sam Vincent with Jordan number 12 too, so we've got 2 of those. Xavier McDaniel, Clyde Drexler, Dana Barros, Patrick Ewing, Sidney Lowe, Dave Hoppin, Charles Davis, Nick Boda, Kevin McHale, Mo, Vernon Maxwell, and Eddie Lee Wilkins. There's Isaiah Thomas, Reggie Miller, Rodney McCray, Tony Campbell, Jeff Grayer, Will Purdue, John Nelson, Rhett Parrish, Mookie Blaylock, Stu Jackson, and Todd Murphy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, those three Mark Jacksons, if he would get, getting one of them as a 10, I mean, that's worth it for sure. Volkov, Johnson, Del Curry, Dennis Rodman, Brewer, Nick Anderson, Scott Brooks, Wes Unseld, Denny Ainge, Sachi A.C. Green, Danny Young, and Gerald Henderson. Elvin Robertson, Sean Elliott, Jay Humphries, Hornacek, Chris Mullen, Lambier, Steve Johnson, Purvis Ellison. There's Jordan, Jack Haley, Sam Mitchell, and Tom Tolbert. Boom. Another Jordan one for you, Greg. So, solid 2. I don't see any damages on the corners. Love it. Isaiah, Patrick, Greg Anderson, Akeem Olajuwon, Corzine, Dallas Shrimp, Tom Chambers, Nate Ferry, and Sundvold. A solid pack. 3 Hall of Famers. There's Volkov, Hershey Hawkins, Dantley, Theus, Chuck Daly, Dennis Hobson, Miles Sander, Kevin Johnson, Ford, and Billy Thompson. There's Spud Webb, Glenn Rice, Kevin Gamble, Gaukis, for Rasmussen, Pressey, Anderson, Rudd, Joe Dumars, Ellis, and Grant Long. Okay, and Jewel, how we doing? I'm just ripping some old school NBA hoops right now. Scottie Pippen, Robert Parrish, Dan Marley, Bobby Hansen, Casey Jones, there's John Stockton, and Christian Welp. Come on. Charles Smith, Kevin McHale, Joe Klein, Tim Perry, Eddie Johnson, Kenny Walker, Reggie Lewis, Trent Tucker, Benny Johnson, Horace Grant, James Worthy. There's Ron Harper, Sarunas, and Uwe Blab. Who I just learned is an IU guy. Hakeem the Dream. Rolando Blackman, Derek Harper, Mark West, Kurt Rambis, Mike Brown, David Rivers, Trent Tucker, Derek McKee, Clyde the Glide, and Scott Roth. Boom. Michael. There he is again. Buck Williams, Joe Klein, Tom Hammonds, Michael Cooper, Rod Strickland, Race Cheeks, Otis Thorpe, Buck Johnson, Magic. So Jordan and Magic in the same pack. That's solid. Back in the day, that would have been jackpot. Top load Jordan up. Boom. There's 6 total Jordans from the break tonight. Glenn Rivers, Mark Bryant, Derek Harper, Green, Duckworth, Lechner, Vincent, Chucky Brown, Larry Smith, Wiggins, Alford, Edwards, and Rothstein. No All-Star or anything in that one. Bernard King, Robert Parrish, Greg Anderson, Dan Marley, Kenny Battle, Bobby Hansen, Reggie Lewis, Paul Pressey, Vinnie Johnson, Johnny Dawkins. There's Joe Dumars, Schuler, and Christian Welp. Joe. Scotty. Cliff Robinson, rookie. Stoyak. Bull, Edwards, Williams, Daly, Allegro, Vern Fleming. Trevor Short. Michael Ainsley. Charles Smith. Puka. Sam Vincent. There he is. There's the third one. There's All-Star Coaches. Polonius, Purveson, Edwards, David Robinson, Wolf, and Brad Sellers. We got 3 of them now. Of the Sam Vincent, we got 3 Mark Jacksons. So the 2 biggest chase ones there. For sure. There's some other chase ones too that I'll go through and check. Now that you mention it, let me see if I can. 90, 91, NBA Hoops variations. Yeah, here we go. I'll have to go back and look. Kevin Johnson, Terry Porter, Tom Hammonds, all possibility. Terry Porter, Sam Vincent. What's that ones? We already got Billy Thompson, John Sundvold, Ronnie Cycli. Has him in the wrong location for birth. There's Akeem, Ronnie Cycli. Let's see. That has him. So that has him in Athens, Greece. So he was actually born in Beirut, Lebanon. So this is actually an heir, Ronnie Cycli. Doesn't necessarily, I mean, it's definitely not as valuable as the Sam Vincent or the Mark Jackson, but it is an heir. Sigma, Cary Grant, Everdell Harris, Kaminsky, Lojas, Lane, Sparrow, Blackman, Henson, Long, and Shrek. So now you know. There you go. There's another Michael. Sean Elliott, Jack Smith, Chris Mullen, Bill Lambier, Bill Lynham, Nate McMillan, Dennis Hobson, Greg Drilling, Karl Malone, Jack Haley, Sam Mitchell, and Tom Tolbert. So another Jordan. I know Greg is liking seeing that. Glenn Rivers, Patrick Ewing, Herb Williams, Terry Catledge, Akeem, Steve Johnson, Richard Anderson, Detler Shrimp. Hey, Jordan. Todd Lichty, Danny Ferry, and John Soonvold. So, oh, sorry. Shoot. I keep hitting that. So, Soonvold is... So first series is incorrectly numbered. It's 171. It should be 172. So John Soonvold is incorrectly numbered. There's a couple cards that don't have numbers on them. Oh yeah, Billy Thompson. Billy Thompson should be 171 in both the first and second sets, or series. And Soonvold should be 172. But he's not. Kevin Johnson, his position's wrong. Ronnie Cycler has wrong birth location. Terry Porter has no logo on back of his. And Tom Hammonds, no rookie star on front. So Dominic Wilkins, Hershey Hawkins, Frank Cornett, Reggie Theus, Chuck Daly, Rasmussen, Dale Ellis, Robert Reed, Mike Sanders, Tom Chambers, Chris Ford, Chivas, and Billy Thompson. ...808, how we doing? Stacey King, Glenn Rice, Jay Humphreys, Gaukus, Fitzsimmons, Bedford, Sampson, Gage, Gilliam, Rudd, Kevin Johnson, Adubato, Grant Long, and Tellis Frank. Kevin Johnson. There's Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues, LaSalle Thompson, Scott Skiles, Rod Higgins, Charles Jones, John Williams, Bill Fitch, Rex Chapman, Isaiah Thomas, Wilkins, and Drazen Petrovich, rookie. There's Spud Webb again. J.R. Reed, Roy Tarpley, Terry Teagle, Mark Akers, Sidell Threat, Greg Kite, Ricky Green, Don Chaney, Thornton, and Cliff Livingston. Danny Manning, Kevin McHale, Tim Perry, Eddie Johnson, Kenny Walker, David Rivers, Casey Jones, Derek McKee, Horace Grant, John Stockton, Louis Blob, and Sarunas. Alright, we got 6 more packs. 6 more packs. Campbell Sports Cards, how we doing? Just ripping some old school 90-91 NBA hoops. Mark West, Kurt Rambis, Mike Brown, Rod Strickland, Trent Tucker, Greg Hodges, there's James Worthy, John Morton, and Scott Roth. We've hit 3 of the Sam Vincent with Michael Jordan in number 12 in the background. We also have hit 3 Mark Jacksons with the Melendez brothers in the background. We've hit 3 Jordan base, 3 Bird base, 3 Magic base. And we've also hit 3 of each of their All-Star cards as well. Larry Smith, Buck Johnson, Michael Cooper, Dennis Johnson, Clyde the Glide, Ed Pinckney, Woolridge. Boom. 4 more packs. Let's hit another Mark Jackson or Sam Vincent. Let's go. There's Dennis Rodman, Defensive Player of the Year, Mark Bryant, Joe Klein, Sidney Green, Duckworth, Lechner, Carr, Cheeks, Cartwright, Mitchell Wiggins, there's a Magic, Steve Alford, Kevin Edwards, and Ron Rothstein. So that is like our 4th or 5th Magic All-Star. 3 packs left. Xavier McDaniel, Pat Riley, Derek Harper, John Battle, Jerome Kersey, Jerry Sloan, John Bagley, Chucky Brown, John Paxson, Ron Anderson, Dominique, Frank Burkowski, Karen Grant, and AC Green. Alright, 2 more. 2 more. Alvin Robertson, Byron Scott, Bill Winnington, John Konkak, Bill Musselman, Thurl Bailey, John Bagley, William Wilkins, Jeff Malone, Darrell Walker, there's Larry Bird, Willie Anderson, Jeff Martin, and Larry Drew. Love me some Larry. Last pack mojo. Alexander Volkov, Tom Chambers, Sam Perkins, Kenny Smith, Jerry Reynolds, Rick Smits, Kiki Vandeweghe, Mike Woodson, Charles Barkley, Derek Smith, Mel Turpin, and Rick Adelman. Alright, we'll set this to the side. We'll do some quick recaps. All our Jordans, all our Birds, all our Magics. We actually have more Bird and Magic. I just we had a couple of each, so I stopped. We only hit 1 Tim Hardaway rookie in that whole pack, whole box. All right, we got a lot of Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, legends like that, and then the three-headed monster of legends we have right here. We got Magic base. There's more than just that. in the NBA Hoops as well as the Skybox. We got the All-Star version as well. You got base Larry, Skybox, only one Skybox Larry, and then All-Star Larry as well. Alright. And then Jordan. We got 3 Jordan base on the NBA Hoops, 2 of the Skybox, and 3 of the All-Stars in NBA Hoops. Alright. So those are for the three Mega Legends there. Then we have Shawn Kemp rookie. We got a couple of those. Tim Hardaway rookie. The only one we pulled out of both boxes for Tim Hardaway rookie. Then our big chase ones. We got 3 of each. We got 3 of Sam Vincent with Michael Jordan and the number 12 in the background. Okay, and then we got 3 of Mark Jackson, all with the Melendez brothers in the background. So this third one might be your best one. Just looking at, oh, maybe there's a little speckle there. Maybe the second one. So I'll take some pictures of everything and get them posted, and go from there. I appreciate all of you that were part of the break, and I'm going to go back through and make sure I didn't miss any errors or variations, because there were a few from back then, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate all you guys. Thanks. Have a good night. All right.